Start learning a little bit. Rav Nosson on the Parshas Savo. Rav Nosson is going to explain. It's very, very singular that here we are talking about all the klalos. So who can tell me why did the klalos come on the Jewish people? Why did they happen?
Didn't learn Torah? Is that Rashi?
In the Torah it also says, but there's in the Psukim themselves it says a particular reason why were the klalos coming on the Jewish people? Why are we having these personal difficulties, such a hard life? What is the missing ingredient that's making it so difficult for us? So the answer is because you didn't serve Hashem, your God, with joy and with a good heart from everything. This is a long discussion. What does this mean? So we'll say it doesn't. Kipshuto, it means this, it means that. The Rizal seems to say very clearly that it's Kipshuto, and he says that the Nikuda, the main way of really bringing Hashem into your life and connecting the way you should, and becoming what you need to be, is Simcha. He says you have to feel joy as if you won Alfi Allah Funzobi by every mitzvah. Every mitzvah. This again, you look at the Rinach, mitzvah, specific time, you talk to these people, they're so confused. What's the mitzvah? Who said? So first, we're going to talk about the technically there is actually a mitzvah. Actually, it's a mitzvah to this about Simcha. We'll talk in a second. But second of all, we're going to see that this is the shorish to everything. Right? They even have a song, very nice. But like the Maisa, it is a mitzvah specific time, and that's how you're going to get anywhere. So the first thing to be aware of is the Rebbe Bechaya. I'm just going to quickly go through a little bit of the Shitas. The Rebbe Bechaya number one. The Rebbe Bechaya deals with the obvious question of like, why would you have all these klalos? All these things happen to Jewish people. Why? Because they didn't do everything l'mhadrin. Doesn't seem fair. I mean, like, come on, they did it all, and they weren't joyous. So
What's the question?
the Rebbe Bechaya. So Rebbe Bechaya comes out and explains. I mean, it's implicit the question. I don't know if he brings it up this way. He explains it in two places, and the way the explanation is like this. He says, first you have to know that every mitzvah has alongside it another mitzvah that's the simcha mitzvah. Every mitzvah is another. He says, so when you don't do simcha, you didn't miss up on a little 3%. You missed up on at least 50%, presumably, or maybe less, or maybe more. So in Kada Kemach, he says that the simcha of the mitzvah is more important than the mitzvah itself. Once you're already doing the mitzvah, the most important element of the mitzvah is the simcha. So you already see that every time you're involved in the mitzvah, when you're involved in the 6 mitzvahs, Yiras Hashem, Amos Hashem, all these things, right? Yichud Hashem, stay within Taibas and Bad Emunah, all these different things, and there are many other. The other count has millions of others, endless mitzvahs, and other mitzvahs that are all tmidi. All the time you can do these mitzvahs, no matter what, no matter how, right? And again, that's why there's so many, there's so much, right? So the truth is that when you're involved, you're supposed to be happy, to be zocher, to be doing this. I did a mitzvah Hashem. That's why the Rizal, when he learns of Zera, the Rizal says of Zera, I think it's of Zera, the Gemara Brachos there, right? He wore tefillin and he was happy the whole day long, right? I think it was Zera. I don't remember which Amur it was. So there, Pshetlach. What do you mean he's happy the whole day? He wore tefillin all day. So the one pshat, I think the Manish says maybe, or others would say, well, figuring out when Vasikin is not so easy. And he knew he got the Vasikin, he felt it, so that day, I made it, wow. But the Rizal is like Kipshuto, he's like, no, he wore tefillin. It could be he was wearing tefillin, but like, he wore tefillin. Wearing tefillin, it's like you won the lottery, so of course you're happy all day. What's the trouble? Would be happy that you won the lottery. This is now I'll tell the story quickly about there was a certain Rebbe, like really found the story, you might have heard it before. A certain Rebbe who an old school friend came to see him, and he said, we went to learn the Cheder together, and you became a big tzaddik, and I became a regular guy. I don't understand what changed. I don't think you learned better than me. I don't think you davened better than me. What made you able to become and get these high levels? And I'm just like a regular Joe. So the Rebbe said, tell me something. What's the thing that gives you the biggest joy in your life? What gives you the biggest pleasure? Whatever happened that gave you the biggest satisfaction and joy? He said, well, the truth is, I'm a businessman and I worked out deals, and there was like a big problem with many huge amount of money, and everything held up in big fights, and I made sure that everyone was happy. I found a solution, brilliant solution, made everyone happy, made a lot of money, everyone made money. It was unbelievable. Everyone would talk about it. They're still talking about it now. The brilliant solution. I really saved the day, and I would have been machlokas and terrible things, and I dealt with everything. So Rebbe said, it's very nice. He said, you want to know what makes me the happiest experience of my life? He said, yeah, sure. He said, put on tefillin every morning. That's my joy. He said, I cry and he said, maybe that's it. So the person is like, that. He said, there was some mitzvah there, right? Miguel, but the couple wasn't L'Shem Shamayim. He's trying to make money, whatever. The mitzvah is supposed to be in a place where you really feel it. So that's like we were saying before, like what's the thing the person should really, again, this idea of simcha, this emunah, this simcha. That's the most important thing in the world. And the clothes come on the Jewish people because they don't have this. This component is very, very precious, very important. He says, holy simcha is a very big thing, to always be happy in Hashem and His Torah. And that's the main shlemus avoda. The main completion of avoda is this. It's the main thing. Because it says in the pasuk, because you didn't serve Hashem b'simcha, that's where all these things happen. The words of Hashem are straight, they make a person happy, they make the joy to the heart. Right? The main thing is to be happy in Hashem. Well, you find many psukim bring this idea. Right? It says, the Glezer says, and I praise the simcha, because it's not good for a person except to eat and drink and be happy. Eat and drink and be happy. So the Chazal say, eat and drink and be happy on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Or eat and drink during the week? No, Shabbos and Yom Tov we're talking about. So he said the truth is a person who has emunah in Hashem, true emunah, he should be happy in all moments of his life just because he reminds himself this tremendous kindness Hashem did to us through Moshe. He gave us emunah, He gave us mitzvahs, He gave us the Torah. That's enough to make you happy your whole life. Even Parshas, even a person has emunah, even the first person is filled with good. This is what Chal talks about. I don't know if we go there, we spoke about this already. What does that mean? Fine. Good question. You all believe in Hashem? He said you can't write or even talk about enough to really understand this. Every person has to figure out for themselves. Noda Bashar and Baal, like the Zohar says, her husband is known in the gates, but Noda Bashar means Sha'ara, means also evaluation. Every person knows his own evaluation. Hashara. Evaluation, your Misha'er, till you say estimate is Misha'er, Hashara, Misha'er. So every person knows his own self. You can't tell someone else what talk gave me. Blew me away, and and you're like, the other guy's like, okay? Like he doesn't know what you're talking about. Very often. Sometimes you get a little glimmer, you can't really express what it means. When you're living with hashgacha, you're living with the joy of a day, like connection. Another day, not so much. And it's not so easy to express it to someone else. Yeah, I did this, I got into this, well, not so good. I want to think where they are. It happens very often. A person has a busy day, it's very hard. And so they notice, I didn't learn these in Yonim, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. Like, these things are like, this is very important for my connection. Very important. So the person starts to chop, he starts to get it. Like, I need this thing, I don't have it. It's something component very, very, very lacking, very missing. So this is one of the big Yonim, of course, the Rosh Hashanah as well. Right? The joy in Hashem is your strength, is your power. This is about Rosh Hashanah, the verse says. And we have to understand that the main thing is simcha. The most important thing is simcha. Of course, a person shouldn't, God forbid, do bad things. Say, I'm happy, it's not how it works. It's not what it is. The Rebbe talks about a simcha eish zara. So a reveal represents a person who does something and he's full of fire, he downs with fire because he's sinned, and he's not just trying to connect and start over. He's trying to atone, as it were. Not from a good place, from like saying, I was guilty now, I won't feel guilty anymore because I davened nicely. He said, that's not right. That's not going to work, and it's not right. You have to daven with the Gishmak because you're hitting back. It's already took me, it's not who I am. Daven, that's who I am. So that's the struggle. So we all have to know, we have to understand that simcha is the most important thing. And as we know, the Maggid says many times that bis simcha is osios machshava. If you want to be happy, you have to think the right thoughts. Have the right thoughts. Get your thoughts in the right place. If not, you're going to be in trouble. Not so easy. It all has to do with what we're thinking. And we have to learn a different thought pattern. Like the Chacham L'Tam. Chacham L'Tam, that is the guideline for how to live. My friend was having a hard time with the few. Hard time with joy and like getting his thoughts always on the negative. It's like, go through the Chacham and Tam. You'll get it. Be like the Tam. You're with Hashem, it's three-cornered shoes, and Koshkei Dashmas, and you're just focused. And then you get what you're supposed to get. You build the kalim to create what you need to create. Again, the Surah Melech. If not, so then you break the kalim. You have to be tachah, you have to have simcha, you have to have emunah, you have to have shabbos and nefesh. You feel with joy and simplicity. We're working on it. It's something we have to work on all the time. It's deep surrender. We have to get there. We have to hold on to it as much as we can, and not let go of it. That's when the Maggid speaks very much about this idea of like you have to hold on to the embers of your avoda, of your dvikas. Hold on, don't let go. That's the Maggid. So all this symbolism. That's why the clothes come on the Jewish people, because we're not happy. We don't understand it. We're the Amar Nivcha, we're the chosen nation. We have to be happy. We have to be filled with joy, filled with simcha, filled with connection. That's our job. That's what we're supposed to be. To the or of simcha, to kedusha.